Oh, hey, this is Katie. I'm sitting on my deck in the freezing cold. It's October 2nd, but I'm determined to still spend time outside. It is October, like I said. It is officially Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Along with many other great causes, but this cause, pregnant and infant loss awareness, is one that hits really close to home for me. It has been a year and a half since I miscarried our first child. It has been a long and treacherous road. Not a day goes by that I don't think of our baby. And that's okay. I'm sitting here a year and a half later, and I have this beautiful, beautiful blue-eyed 10-month-old. Her name is Ellie. She is showing more and more personality as time goes on. But let's set that aside for a little bit. A year and a half ago, right after I miscarried, I did some self-reflection. I did some videotaping, just verbal processing of everything. And I think it might be helpful. It might be helpful to me. Maybe future version of Katie might need it one day. Or maybe present version of you could use it too. When I look back at these videos, I hurt for her. I hurt for me. I hurt for our family. But I want to share them anyway. Because the hurt is real. It is very real for 25% of us women. 1 in 4. It's big. Too big. But it happens. If you're one of those, one of me's, I'm here to connect with you. Let you know you're not by yourself. You're not alone. And I'm not either. Let's do this together. So I wanted to share these videos of Katie past me a year and a half ago. Listen up. I'm sitting here on a Sunday afternoon. I have not showered. I have not put on makeup, done my hair, or gotten dressed today. And that's okay. It's been almost a month since I found out that I lost my baby. Since I found out that I had a miscarriage. I would have been 9 weeks pregnant now. But I'm not. See, there's all sorts of sucky things about that. There's the actual grieving and uncontrollable, overwhelming sadness that seems to consume your body. There's the actual physical aspect, the medical sense. It just really sucks. There's your relationship with your partner, where loss feels different to each of you. Trying to hold together and stay as one. And one of my most recent, going out in public, going to the mall and seeing these big, beautiful beautiful pregnant bellies and peeking in strollers and seeing these tiny, sweet baby faces. And knowing all the moments that I didn't get to have, that we didn't get to have. I think I should have told the world that I was pregnant because I was so excited and we were already planning so much. By the time we found out that we lost our baby, we were so devastated. We told family members and friends that didn't even know that we were pregnant. And it almost started to feel like the death of our baby was more important than the life. And that's just not true. One thing that's been really hard is working with people and knowing that people can have the best intentions and saying the right thing, but they almost never say the right thing, including myself. I'm sure I've said really stupid things before, and you hear a lot of things like, oh, at least you can get pregnant and everything happens for a reason and there's probably something just wrong with the baby and so that's why it didn't happen. Maybe you weren't meant to be a mom yet. If I focus on those words, I'm gonna be living a life of anger and resentment. But what I've been really trying to do is instead listening to their intentions. I know people get really awkward and they actually have no idea what to say, and so they just say things, and I'm like, if I focus on your words right now, I'm gonna be really irritated and I might slap you. But I'm not. I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna listen to the fact that you're trying to comfort me and you are mourning for me. You hurt for me. Thank you. I appreciate your empathy. Thank you. And so that's been really helpful, is just to flat out translate their interesting phrases into what are their intentions. And they're usually always, they always have been good intentions. I've tried to have a lot of understanding with my husband, Will. I had a different connection with our baby than he did, and that's okay. I tried to tell Will, like, you've always known that you're gonna be a dad. And when we got pregnant, it just became more real, and we had a deadline, and it was coming, and we had a countdown, and so he's always known that. And then and I've always known that I wanted to be a mom, and I was gonna be a mom. But when we became pregnant, it got way more real because, every single decision in my life revolved around it. Should I eat this for a snack? Oh no, I can't eat lunch meat. I have to have this instead. Oh, I'm kind of tired right now. Maybe I should go nap instead of work out, but I still need to work out because otherwise, that's really important. Oh, I really want this to drink. No, I shouldn't. I should have water instead. Oh, coffee? I'm kind of on a caffeine kick. Guess I'll go cold turkey and have a headache for a week in a row. It's a lot. So when we became pregnant, it was everything about my life. And so it was very different. It was my flesh and blood. It's how I felt. I was the one that had the crazy, insane dreams, and I was the one that could tear up at a drop of a hat, So it was really different. So knowing that we were going to grieve differently, number one, Will and I are very different people and with very different personalities. So I knew that was going to be different, and we had a different kind of attachment. And so just knowing that whatever grieving looked like for him, that was okay. Just as long as he would have understanding that I grieve differently than he does. So just having that open communication has been really helpful. Just being open and talking about it, being honest when we have really good days, and honest when we have not so great days, and just, keeping that communication open is the biggest thing that has been helping us. and just comforting each other. One thing I'm really learning about myself is my grieving process is substantial. I do a lot of different things to work on my grieving. So the day after I miscarried, I immediately called my counselor and set up a therapy appointment. It's been great for me taking advice and really taking the time to listen and trying to find the words to my feelings. It's been very important. Taking time for myself and just kind of trying not to think about like my body going against me and having a lot of grace with myself. Like, I did nothing today besides go to work, and I had a Snickers bar for supper. And that's okay. My parents came for the weekend, and I did not clean. And that's okay. It's 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon, and I haven't gotten dressed today. And that's okay. Having a lot of grace. Also, my friends, opening up to them about our time with our miscarriage has been both sorrowful and helpful at the same time, talking it through rather than keeping it bottled up, for sure. There are a few things that I've done personally. I bought myself a bracelet that I wear daily. It says, "I will hold you in my heart until I can hold you in heaven." That's important to me. I hold on to it. It's there. It's with me. I can touch it. I can feel it, the bracelet. And I think that's helpful to have something concrete in my hands. I also recently added to my thigh tattoo. So now I have 2 tiny baby purple footprints to represent our baby. It's right next to the word love written in my grandpa's handwriting. Something that is comforting to me is having a faith. I know in my heart that my Grandpa Harvey is holding my baby in heaven, and so my baby definitely still knows love, because my Grandpa Harvey loved better than anyone I've ever known. So that's very comforting to me, thinking about that they're connected. The footprints also on my tattoo also symbolize the footprints' faith story, where in the most troubled times, God doesn't walk beside me, He carries me. And I've always known that, but this seems to be the first time really in my life where I would drive to school where I work, drive there, park, and just start bawling before I went inside, and just telling God over and over again, I cannot do this without you. There's no way I can do this without you. You have to carry me. I can't do it. I can't even walk in the school, let alone, teach 43 lives today. I'm gonna need you, man. I can't do it by myself. And so this is really the first time in my life that God carried me for days and weeks. And on bad days, He still definitely carries me. He always walks with me, but there's been a lot of carrying days lately. And so just some reminders that help me. Also, like the background on my phone, my screensaver, talks about how, God, I would have done anything to have my babies sit on my lap and for me to tell them about you, but since I can't do that, God, can you put my babies on your lap and tell them about me? Just little things like that I do to kind of help myself grieve, help myself feel, because I'm good at pushing things down, and I didn't want to do that with this. It's important that I talk about it and feel those things. And so I think that's a lot healthier, and that's been really good for our marriage too is we actually talk about things, feel things, and I think without that we wouldn't be as strong as we are right now. So we're trying again, and it's terrifying, but it's something we both want. I want Will to be a dad. I want to be a mom. We want that for our lives. And it is terrifying. Still waiting to find out. We're in that flux. I know what it feels like now to live by 2-week increments. I'm learning a lot of new terms like rainbow babies and all sorts of things, and man, it's just a whole different world. It's hard thinking about trying again. We want a baby. The next time we get pregnant doesn't ever mean that I won't grieve more for the baby that we lost. It won't ever mean that I'm over it and I'll forget about it. I will always have an angel baby. There will always be a baby Crumweedy in the sky. And I so look forward to the day I get to hold that little one. It'll be amazing. But, you know, there can be no replacement, and there won't be. There will just be time for us to, you know, grow and learn and pray and continue to grow together in our marriage and build each other up and continue to have a lot of grace with each other, with ourselves. And that's all we can do. Just keep trying. Some days are pretty easy. Some days can be good. Some days I don't want to get up out of bed, and showering sounds exhausting. And that's okay. Just show up. Just show up to life. Like my good friend Beth would say, just show up, messy and broken, and that's okay. Show up. So there she is. That was my dear friend, past Katie. She's gone through hard times. I'd like to think I've come out the other side. But her hurt and her struggle, very real. Very real. I think I just wanted to put those out there to let people know. Maybe you can connect with this. Maybe you're struggling yourself. Maybe you know somebody. But it's real. You don't know what people are going through. Everybody has their own stuff. Whether it's infant and pregnancy loss or something else. We all have stuff. We need to have grace not only for ourselves, and yes we do, but also we need grace for each other. Have some patience. Have some understanding. Realize that things happen. We need to be just kind to each other. Love on each other. And love on ourselves. That's all that really matters. Kindness and love. Sounds cheesy, but really, guys, it's not rocket science. That's all we need to do. Kindness, love,